Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional evening. So, it saddens me to have to talk about another rapper that has been killed over nonsense. Talking about PNB Rock. Not going to be on too long tonight. I know more information will surface in regards to this gentleman who's born and raised in Philadelphia. But it's a tragedy in regards to what happened. And as you see, I got the beautiful city of Los Angeles behind me, downtown LA, one of my favorite cities. And the fact that this senseless killing happened at one of my favorite restaurants in Los Angeles even kills me even more. So even though a rumor has it, because nothing is with sincerity at this point, is that this unfortunate killing and murder happened at one of the most worst Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles within the Los Angeles city limits and whatnot slash county limits. Because I've been to two Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I've been to the one in Hollywood. That was the first one I went to, and the second one I went to was the one in actually in Inglewood, California, which is actually closer to the LAX airport and whatnot. But with that being said, if you do not know who PNB Rock is, let me give you some information. He was born December 1991, so he's age 30. He died fortunately yesterday. His actual birth name was Raheem Hassim Allen. He was obviously known as an American rapper, singer, very talented guy. You know, um, he really broke out back in 2016. He's had both, a multitude of songs with people like Chance the Rapper, Ed Sheeran. He chose, he said out of all cities, he loved being in Los Angeles. And I can understand because if you're rich, living in a city like Los Angeles, especially if you're a celebrity, it's a very beautiful place to live. It's a very comfortable place to live, et cetera, and so forth. Um, and however, and I'm not trying to speak ill or bad of the dead and whatnot. By getting to learn about this gentleman and his background a little bit, he was definitely, you could tell that, obviously he wanted to let the world know that he wasn't a punk, but unfortunately, you could tell that he was comfortable being in the hood. He was not comfortable being, and this is one of the things of certain people, not all, the mentality of certain people that come out of the hood. They can't advance from the hood. By listening to a lot of interviews or whatnot by him, he talked about, like he had incidents with certain Crip sets, members of the Crip gang and whatnot out in Los Angeles. And, he'd let them know, hey, I'm not no punk. I'm willing, if I got to bring it, I'm going to bring it. And I'm just going to say today, like I said, because I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, but the best way that anyone you can bring it to somebody is ensure that you are alive to see another day. I always got to take the one sentence from the movie Friday when Ice Cube's character Craig was about to go, possibly having to kill or shoot Big Worm and whatnot because they had to walk Chris Tucker's character, Smokey, back to his house because Chris Tucker smoked up all his weed. He smoked up all of Big Worm's weed and whatnot. It was played by Faison Love, and he was supposed to be selling the weed and not smoke it. But anyways, he said, "You think you're a man with that gun, don't you?" To John Witherspoon said this to Ice Cube's character. He said, "I'm a man without it." He said, "Put your hands up." He said, "This is what makes you a man." He said, "My day, you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day." And unfortunately, you have a lot of generations being raised up as punks and whatnot because everybody just wants to shoot people and rob people, jealousy, hatred, envy, the whole nine. This whole thing, just talking about it, actually makes me sick when I think about this nonsense. Of all the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, he could have went to another one. Would this have 100% prevented it? I don't know. Because then when you think about it, his significant other, she posted them being, and this is according to, I'm not trying to lie on anybody, but this is according to what's been stated within the news reports that she on Instagram, which apparently he took PNB Rock took his woman's Instagram away from her because I guess she was posting a lot of, things that he didn't particularly care for. And people know, I don't care what city you live in, people know that if you're a celebrity, you cannot you can't move like everybody else. You can't be on Instagram and TikTok posting exactly where you're at the exact time and whatnot. You kind of got to move like you're an undercover FBI agent or something to that effect, to where you're, in stealth mode, things of that nature. If you're going to post it when you're not in that specific location anymore. But I'm not going to put it all on her. I know, even to the point where she actually, his significant other shut her Instagram down because of the situation, because people are trying to blame her. And I know that hopefully they catch these punks, um or punk that did this nonsense, because I find it's just deplorable at the end of the day. It's a sick mindset. But I will say with PNB Rock, the unfortunate thing is with him, it seemed like he was one of those, he had to be around the hood and whatnot. That's the only place he was comfortable. And look, I'm not mad at, I love to be around black owned businesses. I love to be around my people as much as any, like when you see immigrants coming to the US, they love to be around their people. They speak the same lingo, they speak the same language. I'm not mad at it. I love being around my folks. When I go out of town, yeah, I'm in Houston, I'm in Atlanta, I'm going to go to a nice spot where a lot of my African American brethren are going to be at. But I know I'm not going to be at a spot where I know it's the chances of me getting killed is even higher and whatnot. I don't have anything to prove. If drama comes my way, as a man, I would deal with it and whatnot, but I'm not going to seek it out. And when I heard the video about the interview that P&B Rock did about how he had to let some Crips and whatnot in LA know what it is. He said, "Hey, I'm not no average dude. I grew up in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is not a sucker city whatsoever. However, LA, California is a different breed. We all know that. One, and then two, it doesn't matter who you are, how tough you are, how many guns you have, how much you work out, how many cousins you have. All that stuff is irrelevant. If you anybody can get got. I'm just gonna keep it simple and plain. All right. Anybody can get killed. You walk outside your door, you're in your house. The chances of you getting killed are very high, regardless of who you are. And even as a celebrity, it's even higher. Because nowadays, like, great example, my generation, I'm an 80s baby. When rappers got shot and killed and whatnot, the only time it was really heard of was during the Biggie and Tupac era. If anybody else died, it was usually because of health reasons. Like, unfortunately, Eazy-E died because he had AIDS. You know what I mean? So that and that was heartbreaking in itself. But it was the illness and the sickness that took Eazy-E out, not bullets like it took out Biggie and Tupac. So that's the things you have to take into consideration. You know what I mean? But now it's become so common to where it's abnormal for a rapper to live in their same city that they grew up in, because the chances of the hatred and the envy is so high, the chances of somebody trying to kill them is very, very high, or rob them or get at them is very, very high. I know Bootsy, um, he left Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or they say Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and whatnot, and he moved to Atlanta, Georgia, because he knew that if he stayed in the city, he could get killed. Young Dolph, same situation happened with him. Nipsey Hussle, the same situation happens with him. I remember listening to on Search for Uhuru, one gentleman said on the panel that if Nipsey Hussle would have built his Marathon Continue store in Eritrea, of his dad's home country, would the chances of him getting shot and killed like he did um, back in 2019 would have happened? It's a question that I don't have the answer for, because it's just a hypothetical. But a lot of but that's a hypothetical that I throw up. But the individual that said it is like they said it with sincerity that 9 times out of 10 he wouldn't have been killed, because he actually did an interview with the country president at the time, and he was actually thinking about buying real estate out there and making money moves in East Africa, of his father's home country, because his mom is of African American descent. Her people came from Louisiana. But it's a very, very sad thing at the end of the day. I'm not making light of anybody's death. P&B Rock, he had such a great future ahead of him. Um, but and I'm not going to say necessarily his quote unquote beefs that he had with other gangs in Los Angeles, this is the number one reason why this happened to him. Because apparently the crime rate in LA and a lot of other major cities has intensified because of COVID. And you have a growing disparity of young men, especially young men that are they have no, they 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 can't really hustle on the streets anymore because a lot of drugs have become legal and the police presence are intensified. And I don't condone that kind of behavior, anyways. Two, a lot of broken homes have been growing in certain aspects, and then three, a lot of people just not caring anymore. Even if, because I've known a bunch of people who went to the best schools, had the best parents, and became drug addicts, and I'm just nothing to make lightly, became drug addicts, criminals, et cetera, and so forth. So a lot of times, one's background, how they grew up, has nothing to do with who they are when they become an adult and whatnot. But I know that it's real in the field out there when it comes to a lot of people, especially in a city like Los Angeles, and even locals will tell a lot of times. Apparently, I go out to LA a lot, and I know the locals will tell you nine times out of ten I don't stick out until I open my mouth. Because I'm just like everybody else in the sense where I'm just wearing t-shirts. I don't wear jewelry anyways. I don't wear watches and rings. That's not my thing. But I don't stand out until I open my mouth. Once I open my mouth, people can tell I'm not from there. I don't have the LA um slang to me, twang to me, or anything of that nature from the hood perspective or from the suburban perspective. I sound like a dude that grew up in Northern Virginia. So I'll leave it at that. But I've never had, and then I don't seek to, and I'm not even a star, but I don't seek to go out to the hood and whatnot and walk the blocks of Crips and Bloods or Mexican gangs or any other gangs that are out there looking for trouble. I'm in Riverside, I'm in Pasadena, I'm in Orange County, I'm in downtown LA, I'm in Hollywood. You know, the closest will be Inglewood, and that's just because that's where the airport is at. I'll get an Airbnb there. That's the closest I am to quote unquote local Los Angelinos and things of that nature because I got nothing but love for the city. But you're not going to see me walking around no neighborhood that I'm not familiar with, and that the possibility of it being gang infested. You're not going to see me walking around there. It's not because I'm scared. It's just because I'm not stupid. And I'm not calling PNB Rock stupid, but this situation is crazy. And unfortunately, it just seems to be intensifying even more so because people want to prove how hard they are and whatnot. But the hardest person to me is the one is able to raise their family. I'm quoting Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He said, "Y'all rappers are half and scared to teach the truth, and the hardest people I've seen, they're raising their youth." And I have to agree with that one, on some real stuff. It's like hardest people I see is the ones raising their families. Hardest people I see out here are the ones that are building businesses and creating generational wealth. Those are the hardest people that I see that are out here, not the ones that's flexing and flossing and letting people and waving a gun and like, yeah, if you want to bring it, we can bring it, and all this other nonsense. Um, that's just my mindset at the end of the day. But a lot of people, you still have a generation of people that think being a hard gangster is the only way to be. And because the sad thing is, Nipsey Hussle wasn't even doing all that. He wasn't even going in that direction. But he was building a community and whatnot. But unfortunately, you had an envious son of a piece of crap who killed him. And the thing is that I'm even talking about this. And if you watch and do the great three free things, like, share, and subscribe. This reminds me, the older I get, why I don't keep too many people around me anymore. This reminds me of the older I get, I see other people doing the same thing. They're keeping the circle smaller and smaller and smaller. There used to be that old saying, keep your friends close, keep your enemies close, and whatnot. Well, in today's world, keeping as many people as far away as possible is probably one of the smartest things that one can do on the planet, because this is asinine. At the end of the day, this is asinine. And if you're a celebrity, I don't care what city you're in, don't unless you got a bunch of security with you, don't post up where you're at. It's got nothing with you, especially when you got a family. Because this man had a kid, especially when you have a family. You getting home to your family is the smartest thing and the most gangsterous thing one you can do on the freaking planet. All right, I can't put it any other way. All right, let's get into the details before I call it a night in regards to unfortunately what happened, because like I said, this is sad at the end of the day. And you know, and the thing is, when you look at it, it's like that Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, whoever owns it, they're trying to, have a reasonable business in the community. Um, they might get an injunction. They could possibly, the city of LA could shut this place down because of what happened here. This person wasn't even killed outside, but was killed inside of the freaking restaurant. All right. But anyways, rapper PNB Rock was fatally shot during a robbery in LA on Monday. Los Angeles police stated. Police responded to possible robbery at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on West Manchester Avenue at 1:15 p.m., where they found a victim with multiple gunshot wounds. LA Captain Kelly Muniz said during a news conference. Moore confirmed the victim was identified as Raheem Allen, also known as PNB Rock, during a Tuesday meeting with the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners. Just yesterday, just yesterday was a very high-profile murder that occurred in the southeast area local restaurant involving a music artist. Um, he was apparently he was with his girlfriend or a friend of his as they were enjoying a simple meal. Allen was brutally attacked by an individual who apparently they believed came to the location after a social media posting of the artist and the woman accompanying him. Moore said a picture of the pair's meal had been posted on Instagram with the location tagged. He said a black man at the restaurant demanding his property. PNB Rock had an extensive amount of jewelry and other valuables, Moore said. After a verbal exchange, the suspect shot the victim multiple times and fled in the gateway car in an unknown direction, according to Muniz. The victim was transported to a local hospital, died at 59 p.m. She also stated that no one is in custody and there is very little information on the suspect at this point. And the sad thing is, I mean, hopefully, there's some video, there's some photos, or something, because unfortunately, it sounds like this gentleman or individual might get away with it. Um, and unfortunately, he lost his life simply over jewelry and valuables that he had on his person. The investigation continues, and there was an extensive amount of cameras and investigative leads that they will follow to solve the case. So obviously, it's just the beginning stages for the police department to figure out what's going on. Um, it's stated that his passing um, represents an enormous loss to each and every one of us. Our most heartfelt condolences, thoughts, and prayers go to the Allen family at this difficult time. Safety of our employees, and this is by the owner of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. The safety of our employees and guests are our utmost priority. We have and will continue to keep our place of business as safe as possible. Um, and this is the sad thing, because that's the thing. It's like wearing all that drip and jewelry and whatnot. They say around LA, it's an easy way for you to get got. Unfortunately, because even if you have a gun on you, you eventually, my gun owners, we know you have to turn your face around eventually. And when you're dealing with a crazy criminal, okay, it's like my military vets. They know what I'm talking about. They had the best freaking military. United States has the best military in the freaking world. And being going to Afghanistan, going to freaking Iraq, you're dealing with people that know the territory somewhat better than you and whatnot, and aren't afraid to die. And when you're dealing with people that aren't afraid to die and who will go out of the way to dodge drones and whatnot and dodge the best military in the world and still fight for a cause and are willing to die for it, you're dealing with a dangerous individual. People know that. Nicki Minaj says after Pop Smoke, there's no way we as rappers or our loved ones are still posting locations to our whereabouts. To show waffles and some fried chicken. He was such a pleasure to work with. Condolences to his mom and family. This makes me feel so sick. And that's the thing is, it's like after Pop Smoke, I'm just all I'm gonna say is you as a rapper, you know that you are a target. And I don't even care if you're a rapper that doesn't try to be a gangbanger, thug, if if there's even too many of them left anymore. because they're not allowed to, take it. They're not allowed to be the big names anymore because the music industry doesn't like people who can sound like they can articulate themselves and read and put out a positive message. You really only find that on Spotify and YouTube and other music platforms out here. But anyways, that's just what it is. It's like I always say, if Nipsey Hussle would have had security with him when he was at the store, the marathon store that day, he would still be alive. But he liked to be alone. It's just like, and the message here is at the end of the day, if you are a rapper, let's keep it real. If you are a rapper, I don't care what state you live in, you have a target on your back. That's the message here. That's the times we're living in. And I don't care how hard you are. I don't care if you came up in the worst hoods, worst projects. That's so irrelevant at this point. You need to know that you have a target on your back. There's a reason why Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are still alive to this day because they knew that. There's a reason why Nas is still alive to this day because he knew that. Okay, people from my generation. All right, they knew that. They knew that they could not live like regular, quote unquote, regular folks anymore. Those days were done for them. And if you become a successful rapper, you can't be regular anymore. That's just what it is. The only reason why Takashi 69, little punk butt, is still living to this day is because my man, well, for the most part, had some serious security with him on a regular basis because he put a target on his back because of the stupid nonsense he got into, and not a fan of his whatsoever. But what I'm saying is he's still alive to this day because he has constant security around him. Call him a punk because that's what he is, but he's a punk who's still breathing. And I'm not saying this to make fun of PNB Rock or anything of that nature. I'm saying this for the safety of any current and future rappers out there. You have a bullet target on your face, you have a bounty on you, whether you like it or not. All right. Because, and I'll end it with this. Um, The hip hop community has been urged in a series of tweets to look out for young and up and coming artists who may have targets on their backs. And I say all of them do. Is the moment they become popular, they have targets on their back, especially after deaths in recent years of other acts like Young Dolph, Pop Smoke, and Nipsey Hussle. Can't put it any other way. DJ Academics tweeted Monday that he had just interviewed PNB Rock 1 week ago, and that's the interview you guys should check out with DJ Academics in regards to PNB Rock talking about how he had his little altercations when I was certain LA gangs. So I'm not gonna go any further from there. Do your own research and call it a day. The actual governor of Pennsylvania, Phil Murphy, said saddened by the passing of rapper PNB Rock, who died earlier today due to senseless acts of gun violence. PNB Rock was a star in the industry, sending our condolences to his family, friends and family during this time. You know, and that's just like I said, it's sad, and there's really nothing else to say about this. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? In particular, is my LA people that are from there and that live there that know the area of where this unfortunate incident took place. Let me know your thoughts, um, and all that good stuff. But I don't care if you live in Atlanta. I don't care if you live in Houston. I don't care if you live in LA. You can have all the guns on the freaking planet and whatnot. You got a target on your back. You have a target on your back. They used to make fun of Snoop Dogg when he would come to the hood. He'd have a bunch of security guards with him. Snoop Dogg knew ever since the freaking Death Row days that he had a target on his back. Okay. In the moment, even if you watch the No Limit Chronicles and whatnot, you had some Bloods that were associated with Suge Knight and Death Row, and Suge Knight was still in jail at the time. Well, he's in jail now, but he was in jail at the time, and they were trying to start some beef with him. And Snoop Dogg ran away because he punched one of them and ran away. And then the No Limit Soldiers, they had his back, and when they brought out guns, and then they were faced with the Bloods, and then next thing you know, they were faced with the LAPD. So because when he first got with No Limits, Master P's like, yeah, I'm gonna move you down here to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You need to stay out of California for a while. You got a bullet on your back. So that's what it is. I really, really, really can't stress this. Really can't put this any other way. You guys have a bullet on you. I'm not a rapper, so My mindset is anytime I step out of the house, the chances of me getting hurt or somebody coming at me can happen at any moment. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo, you know. So I know with celebrities, especially rappers and whatnot, the opportunity for you to be shot at and robbed, et cetera, and so forth. And that's why they say in LA, it's not in your best interest to have all the jewelry on and whatnot. When Nipsey was shot, he wasn't even robbed. That's the thing. I don't even think he had all his jewelry on him like he would usually have and things of that nature. But all I got to say is RIP to PNB Rock. My condolences to his family. There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing. It's like I said, it's nothing but sadness, senselessness, and at the end of the day, it was never really called for. But you know, unfortunately, you put yourself in a situation, you thinking that everything's going to be cool, and it's like I said, I understand. Okay, I understand feeling comfortable around your people and whatnot, not feeling comfortable being in the hood and whatnot. But all I got to say is sometimes the hood just don't like you. Appreciate it, Akil Johnson. Hopefully all is well, brother. Sometimes the hood doesn't like you, man. And the thing is, I remember Master P even said he's like, yeah, him living in LA, he's like, yeah, I can't be around, can't go to the hood in South LA too much and whatnot because I know that um there's a lot of haters there, unfortunately. And I know that I'm putting myself in a position to get robbed or killed and whatnot. And that could be the case, Akil. Shorty could have set dude up. I'm not even going to argue with that. Like that is a possibility. But we know now, as I don't care what rapper you are, I don't care what woman you're with, you know that you have a target on your back. That is really the point at the end of the day that I'm getting at. You have a target on your back. And you have to operate in a sense like the Secret Service / the FBI once you become a famous rapper. That's where we're at in this world. Whether people like it or not, it's irrelevant. That's where we're at. True, it's all good, brother. Oh, the same. And you're right about it's like nothing wrong with having your spot in the hood, but man, you gotta have your security. You gotta operate in a different way. When you become a rapper, you're not a regular person no more. When you become an actor, actress, anybody in entertainment, you're not a regular person anymore. The rules of engagement in life are different. It's just what it is. I hope all is well with you too, Akil. But that's just what it is. The rules of engagement in life is different once you become a celebrity, especially in today's world. I know there used to be a time where celebrities could walk the streets of the communities that they came from, like a James Brown, like a Muhammad Ali, and people would show love and respect. And that's when decency and respect and people having loyalty to one another was at a higher caliber than compared to today. But today, being a piece of crap, being backstabbing, being selfish, and crapping on people, that is, and being selfish and just all about me, that is at an all-time high in today's world. I just think with the celebrities and what's happening with them, it just shows it intensifies, unfortunately. You know, it definitely intensifies. So all I got to say is RP to the young brother. Do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm about to call it a night because I got to work in the morning. But it's like I said, it's sad. And because the thing is, like I always say, you let me make half the amount of money that these celebrities make, and the only people you want to hear about me is how much economic opportunity that I'm not only creating for myself, but I'm creating for the people in my community. They try to go hard and prove how tough I am, and the toughest guys and the macho men in today's world are the ones that are not only raising their family, but the ones that are making economic moves. They were doing the things like the Nipsey Hussles were doing. Real talk. So I can't put it any other way, but it's just the world we live in, unfortunately. So on that note, family, rest in peace to PNB Rock. Condolences to his family. And as I always say, you make money moves, or you're gonna live bro like a fool. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. If you're not watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, check out the links in the description. Also, don't forget to check out my online store. Thank you for the Cash Apps and the PayPals and the Venmos. It's always greatly appreciated. And, stay blessed, stay safe. As Nipsey Hussle would say, stay dangerous, but stay dangerous in regards to being militant, in regards to protecting yourself, protecting your family, and always being aware of where you are at and where you're located. Okay, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm gonna live my life, live your life, but I'll be darned. I'll be darned. I'm gonna live to see another day. So on that note, I'm out, family.
Mike, now.